Do you want to play a game? Well, how about this? Watch Spiral: The Book of Saw and see how many Easter eggs you can find. Sure, the movie's central case may be a little too easy to solve, especially for viewers who are used to puzzling out all the twists in the Saw series' sprawling and convoluted mythology, but thankfully that's not the only mystery lurking in the 9th entry in the ever-growing franchise. During Detective Zeke Banks' hunt for the latest Jigsaw copycat, you'll find plenty of nods to past Saw installments, as well as a few other movies if you know where to look. Like the killer itself, the references in Spiral can be fairly elusive, which is why we've given you a head start. These are a few of the small details hidden in director Darren Lynn Bousman's latest horror flick, but make sure you keep your eyes peeled for others. Per Saw tradition, this is one test you really don't want to fail. Plot-wise, Spiral: The Book of Saw doesn't have much to do with previous Saw films. The killer in Spiral is inspired by John Kramer, better known to the world as the serial killer Jigsaw, and used as part of his iconography, but he has a decidedly different identity and motivation. And yet, Spiral is still part of the Saw universe, and it's not totally void of references to past movies. John Kramer's face shows up in photographs, and his name is dropped a few times, as are offhand references to his apprentices. As Saw fans know, he has a bunch of them. Look carefully and you'll also catch a framed photo of a tricycle, which is the signature ride of Kramer's puppet, Billy. But the connection between Spiral and its predecessor could go even deeper. Early in the film, crooked detective Fitch ends up in a trap that rips his fingers clean off. Well, on Reddit, one viewer thinks there's a diagram of the same trap hidden all the way back in Saw 2. About 57 minutes into Saw 2, there's a close-up of Kramer's bulletin board, which features designs of his deadly devices. On the right, you can see a schematic featuring a person with his arms shackled and outstretched, like Fitch's are. On the left are drawings of a helmet that look a lot like the headpiece Fitch wears right before his demise. After years of filling out the cast with relatively lesser-known actors, Spiral is a Saw movie anchored by two very recognizable faces. Chris Rock, who plays Detective Zeke Banks, is one of the most popular stand-up comics in the world, and a veteran actor with roles extending from Lethal Weapon 4 to the 4th season of Fargo. And then playing his father Marcus, it's Samuel L. Jackson, a legendary actor who's been in, well, just about everything.
You wanna play games, mother?
Still, if you're going to list Jackson's most iconic roles, his turn in Pulp Fiction has to be near the top of the list. In Quentin Tarantino's groundbreaking crime film, Jackson plays Jules Winfield, a hitman who, alongside his partner Vincent Vega, finds himself wrapped up in an intricate plot involving a crime boss, a mysterious briefcase, two petty thugs, and a whole heap of trouble.
Damn, Jimmy, this some serious gourmet.
Thanks in large part to Jackson's performance, Pulp Fiction remains a favorite and one of the most quoted movies ever to this day. As such, it's awfully nice of Spiral: The Book of Saw to pay tribute to one of Jackson's most memorable on-screen appearances. The door to the South Metro Police Station's cold case room bears the manufacturer name Vincent and Jules. Given the movie's cast, that's definitely not a coincidence. Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed Spiral, is no stranger to either horror or the Saw franchise. As the director of Saw 2, Saw 3, and Saw 4, Bousman helped to define the visual style of the series. He's also the director behind other movies steeped in the horror genre, like Repo the Genetic Opera, The Devil's Carnival, 11-11-11, and plenty more. But that's not all. Over the past 5 years or so, Bousman also added a number of immersive theater experiences to his resume, each one of which brought audience members into the narrative itself. In projects like the Tension Experience and the Lust Experience, for example, participants played a years-long augmented reality game about a fictional and very evil organization, before heading to a live 2-hour show where they interacted with myriad characters and uncovered more about the story.
May or may not interact with Leonard over here, who he's not a guy you want to upset.
Let's sit down now. We're gonna play a game. Come on.
Theater Macabre had a script that was over 1,000 pages long and featured multiple paths through its story, all depending on which choices individual audience members made. It sounds like cool and provocative stuff, so it shouldn't be too surprising that Bousman paid tribute to it in Spiral. When Zeke and his fellow officers head under the bridge to look for Fitch's body, you can see the Tension Experience logo spray-painted on a pillar. The Lust Experience and Theater Macabre symbols are also hidden on the Spiral sets, although you'll have to look very hard to find them. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite horror movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.